What up, everybody? Good day today. Much love to my peoples. You know what I'm saying? This transmission here is for my peoples. Get the young elements going here. Much love to my viewers, listeners, and supporters. I got something interesting to talk to my people about today. You know what I'm saying? Positive energy, activate constant elevation. Peace and prosperity to all of us that's out here trying to do right, or who literally apply ourselves in a way where we are living right out here in a society, that is made up of intelligent people and people who are considered undesirables. And in fact, when it comes to the undesirable elements in our environment, in society, in our communities, those undesirable elements really are to be eradicated. So, for all of you stupid, unclean spirits, negative individuals who is negatively imposing unwanted bad things upon those who are out here representing the upliftment of fallen humanity, fuck you. Y'all gotta go. The planet is in a state to where those elements and those energy forces that's in a manifestation of the flesh of these unclean spirits and evil beings has to be eradicated, has to be uprooted, has to go. So in light of that, this transmission is about me being in support to all of the people out here, that represent the upliftment of fallen humanity, to do what's right, to do your part, who is figuring out pieces to this puzzle of the great approach of holism, dealing with us as a people collectively being free, where free people do free things are at, in terms of being organized through efforts of loving instead of hating, because the saying about, us as a people, overcoming struggles to be somewhere in life, there are constant forces at work every day. For a lot of us who are experiencing people, showing hate toward us when we not being of an inconvenience to anyone. But it seemed like there has to be troublemakers for whatever reason who constitute to being our enemies. Let me tell y'all something. To hell with all of y'all. Now, the place of hell is a place of torment and torture for evildoers. So, this special place that's set aside for the evil ones to try to bring us down where they are at or where they are going, since the mentality of their mindset is stuck into the infernal regions, or the level of negative thinking. May the Christ conscious energy, may the Christ consciousness, in terms of the Kharast of Egypt, our Kemetic ancestors, terminology of the Kharast, the Christ, who biblically even being termed as a Christ, originally coming from the Karast of our Kemetic ancestors, meaning one who come to crush the wicked. May the kingdom of wickedness be crushed and destroyed forever. Because it seems that the God seed has a natural enemy in the earth that is constantly trying to attack us in the mind, to where we are rendered confused, to where we don't straighten things out, to where our environment reflect the kingdom of heaven that's within us. So let's define some terms to get out of the confusion that has been created by the evil ones, the mind manipulators, who want to pull us in a certain energy frequency that they can feed off of due to us being ignorant. But we not ignorant, motherfuckers. We not ignorant. And for the time that these evil ones have been wreaking havoc in the earth, their time is up. Now this is a time for a beautiful reawakening, for our spirits to shine through, for us to be active in being our true selves as active Moors, Nuwabian Moors, not people who are caught up in a trick bag of misnomers, chaos, confusion, backstabbing, betrayal toward their own people. It was this African proverb, right, that said that the forest said to the axe, the handle is one of us. So in terms of our own people that look like us but are not us due to their actions and deeds, servicing a system of negativity and destruction designed to hurt their own people that they aid and assist in, they represent that axe. The axe, you know what I'm saying? It's the major part that's being used by the handle of the wood to cut a tree down. Now, some of our people, we talking metaphors right now, represent the trees. And the forest is made up of trees. So if us as a people are the trees, but yet here come someone handling an axe that looked like us, the forest said to the axe, the handle was one of us. Meaning that there's forces out here that's at work where it seems they're in opposition to their own people's rise in support of a slave master system that is fixed in its ways, that's not acting flexible enough to get right by not representing a slavery system to perpetuate, to keep its subjects in a servile position, where us as natural peoples, as far I'm talking about us now, as indigenous Moors, Nubians, Starseeds, chosen ones, we don't fit the description, or we are not in that particular kind of state of existence internally to be subjected to such misnomers, such as political tag names of people who don't know who they are, that constitute to be property of slave masters and evildoers. Now, in terms of the black man and black woman who are misnomers, who actually are Moors or Moorish Tartarians, Nubian Moors, a free people who ultimately could never be slaves or enslaved, because our true nature in which we was created in, we can never be slaves. We are gods and goddesses. Now I'm saying that to say this. May we be organized in our efforts to be a clean and pure nation of people with a good reputation, with proper political standing, to where we make sense in everything we do from more science or sciences of truth. The truth need no support. What's understood don't need to be explained. But yet, may the positive communications that I am finna share with y'all make sense to y'all, to where it broaden your knowledge spectrum with common sense for us to put the pieces of the puzzle together to get to the bigger picture of being a sovereign, free people with friendships in all walks of life, to where we are one with the human family on a civilized, civil level through proper jurisprudence, positive law, and supreme being etiquette, basically. Because a lot of niggas has just lost their fucking minds out here. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they are a detriment, you know, to a lot of us out here that's living righteous. Because by us, like me for instance, I'm on a righteous path of direction, representing the God that's within me, okay? That constitute me being a God, thinking highly of myself. I'm not, I don't have any kind of disagreements about me being who I truly am, connected with my ancestors. I am what my forefathers and mothers were. And thus, right now, I'm in my proper person standing through me knowing myself. So, by me knowing myself, I'm not a detriment to myself or my fellow brothers and sisters or the rest of the human family or whatever different race other than our own people. Now, with that said, unfortunately, there's a lot of confusion in this house that we live in terms of the Union State Society. The Union State Society of the United States of America, which is a whole nother jurisdiction of mind cultivation under certain teachers who taught certain information for our people to function the way that they function toward one another through a Willie Lynch system, to the point where our people have what's called a Willie Lynch chip in their heads. You know what I'm saying? Thus, we have the niggas self-hating one another. We ain't talking about the positive etymology of the word nigga. We talking about the actual products of a white supremacy machine through a European Magna Carta charter system that's about paperwork of a de facto government system that got our people under political tag names, to where they are nothing but state property, where the blacks, Negroes, and colored folks or African Americans is literally out their minds. So, to get our minds back in proper focus where we will be in our right minds, thanks to a lot of works of precious master teachers of ours who have put forth certain information for us to ascertain and utilize to transform our thinking with, like the Messiah of the scriptures was saying, be ye transformed by the renewing of your minds. Where we will be connected to higher learning that will produce a higher consciousness connecting us to the ultimate reality, which is the reality of the realms of the Most High. Now, what is the black woman? And what is the black man? Or what is the Moorish man? Or what is the Moorish woman? The Moorish woman is the mother of civilization. The Moorish man is the father of civilization. Gods and goddesses of the universe. Now, with that said, we both are mind energy. Everything we see is a manifestation of divine intellect that is of the essence of the Most High intelligence. We are a people of intelligence, but yet we see products of our people of a nigga machine that have produced ignoramuses, just ignorant individuals where we don't know how to treat one another on a cultured, civilized level with valuable etiquette. When are we going to get to a point where we will not violate one another? Ask yourself this. When will we get to a point where we will not be doing anything to violate one another's person? When will we get to a point where we just won't violate another of our people's property? When will we get to a point where we will not violate any of our people's valuable possessions? Through all of the dispossessing that took place with our people to have nothing, how can our people literally have a consciousness where we do harm to one another? Think about that. A lot of our people in the black community have serious mental illnesses from serious sicknesses of the mind that cause our people to be dysfunctional and toxic, almost it appears beyond repair. Now, why am I saying this? Because right now in this real time that we living in, right, there's a lot of corrections that has to take place because there is still too many ills in our society here in 2022 to where a lot of our people just ain't getting it. But I'm one of the ones who done got the message from the spirit realm of the ancestors who appeal to the higher self in me to show and prove the knowledge that is workable, that will mean that will be a means of a solution for us to get our heads straight out here. Now, there are great master teachers and leaders who came to us, you know what I'm saying, with information that serves as a breakthrough to stop the negative patterns that a lot of our people is giving energy to through their lower selves. It's a price to pay for the stupid, ignorant energies that y'all putting out here through y'all lower selves, causing y'all to be stuck in a certain frequency where nature's gonna wipe y'all motherfuckers out of here. The wrong that y'all doing is unacceptable in the eyes of civilized society. I'm getting your blood off my hands because me as a responsible adult, I'm one of the more spiritually mature among us. So I have to shed light in the darkness, dealing with our people, you know what I'm saying, in a healthy way, not being harsh, but being truthful, you know what I'm saying, which can be tough love. They say the truth hurt, but so be it. It's like a medicine. You know, it might be bitter to the taste, you know what I'm saying, but it's good for you when it ingests internally to the point where you have an understanding to know, you know, that the medicine you took was out of love to make you feel better and be better and be healthy. Now, dig this. The beginning of this transmission here originate from the universe and the realm of the ancestors regarding us men and women having our thoughts straight and in tune with knowledge of self. What is knowledge of self? Knowledge of self is the essence of who we are that come from the universe and from the realms of our ancestors, connected with a mental reservoir or a mind bank, a bank of the mind that's connected to the Akashic records. Okay? Now, through our DNA, which our DNA contain the most ancient of libraries known to human existence. So going inside, where we pull on those cellular memories, we will get connected to the right tones, frequencies, and vibrations that put us in the right state of mind instead of a state of mind that have individuals acting insane in the world. For instance, we are nine ether beings, okay? Making us spiritual in essence. Now, with that said, spiritually and physically, there's a connection with how we must govern ourselves here on this physical plane with one another in a society of laws. Now, speaking of a society of laws, where do you stand in a society of laws? Let's go to school of right knowledge. That's what I'm representing. The universal school of truth of the universe, the multiverses and the omniverses. But before we travel and get connected with the ancient wisdom for these modern times that we living in right now, let's keep our mentality on a healthy level that is good enough to have everlasting effects on our spirit and soul, the ka and the ba of ourselves. Now, black history, is black history, or is that a trick word? Ask yourself, dang, what kind of thinking have I been doing? What kind of spell have I been under to not see, know, or realize the reality of who I really am? So you mean to tell me I've been lied to for a certain duration of time to the point where I have woke up now. Wait a minute. So now that I'm woke, I can see things clearly with my first eye or my third eye with a open pineal gland through knowledge itself to where I'm operating in life with proper terms for myself and my family, my offspring, for the younger generation, and for future generations. This recording here, for the record, is about truth, justice, and reality. You know what I'm saying? Out of real love, as opposed to entertaining fakes and snakes who don't mean us no good, man. The Most High elements got a plan with where the Most High is the best of plans to get rid of you unclean spirits in the earth that is operating in them low vibratory frequencies that's serving a purpose to dissipate into nothingness. So for us who are vibrating higher, you know what I'm saying? We are connected with powers, you know what I'm saying, that is so magnificent and great that we will forever be illuminating lights of the universe that work in service of the Most High's divine plan that's imprinted in the programming of our DNA that's of the essence of the Most High's aim and purpose for us to be great. We can't be no less than being great because we are gods that can't be destroyed. We are indestructible. We can't be defeated. So I'm not worried about none of the foul, uncultured activities of the evil ones, demonic devil seeds. You're nothing to me. And for the record, the evil ones' activities are only self-destructive within themselves. Well, they will be destroyed. And I love it. For the record, I love it. All praise due to the Most High. So, as far as this monumental awakening and food for thought for my people to take in and be renewed through the transforming of your mind with some interesting points that point to real liberated mindsets with friendships in all walks of life. This is not about racism. This is about truth and reality, because there is people who don't look like us who did things to trigger confusion in our minds through law as well. But there's a certain such thing as positive law through proper jurisprudence, and there is a such thing as color of law, law that look like it's real law but is not real law. It's law being exercised by imposters who is playing like they representing a good official position, but in all actuality they are just a revenue collector for they superiors who have names. But before we get to identifying these other names, first things first, because this is an ongoing battle between good and evil. You know what I'm saying? So the good will prevail, and the evil one, like even in the scripture, the Messiah of the scripture even told the concept of these evil doers, right? They gonna bow down to us to the point where they will worship the lords or the real gods, because these people that's acting lesser than, they hire cells out here doing the bidding of uh, bad influences, right? Bad influences got them doing what they doing to the point where they can't be a nuisance to our ciphers at all. All that foolishness and that poverty-stricken foolishness, it has to go. We rich by nature. We have to know who we are, because other than that, a lot of our people is dangerous toward one another out here in the society. You know what I'm saying? Y'all minds has to really get straight through right knowledge, which is correct information. You have to work on yourselves. You have to work on your inner spirits. Cultivate the kundalini within you, the chakras within you, to get to the crown chakra and operate from that level of civilization. And our civilization in its pristine purity is a civilization, basically a crown chakra civilization. We operating from up here, intellect, divine intelligence, not demonic, unnatural, toxic, deceptive intelligence, to where y'all rationalizing disobedience to the Most High's instructions of how to be upright. You know what I'm saying? Now check this out. Back to this point where I was talking about black history. Is black history black history? Or is that somebody else's history who claim to be black? Like a lot of our people who call themselves black people, y'all put yourself in a trap to where y'all can be abused and misused, because that is not our nationality. We are Moors by nationality. We are indigenous to the planet by nationality. And y'all got to get this in y'all hard, thick skulls and y'all hard heads. Now, for instance, y'all have to know these things. Y'all have to know these differences. Now, I'm going to go to some readings, right? To shed light and bring your minds out the darkness. Okay? To bring your minds out of the darkness into the marvelous light. Now, all right, this brief, right, presents a timely demand for more definite statements concerning the nature, the cause, and the intent of those who refer to themselves and other natural persons, meaning us, in terms of our Nubian, Moorish identity, natural, indigenous, Tartarian, Moors, persons, right? Now, in terms of like natural persons being misnomer named, right? African Americans. Wait a minute, who gave us that name, African Americans? You gotta get this, you gotta clean your minds out today. We can't keep having all of these stupid, dumb ideologies ruling our lives. We got to get rid of this today. We can't have it. We can't have it, man. We can't have it, man. No more. Those days is over with. Now check this out, right? Now, who are they talking about when they talk about African Americans, Negroes, blacks, or colored folks, right? This has been perpetually interesting. This has been a particularly interesting practice of modern scholars and historians. Wait a minute. Scholars and historians? Oh, wait a minute. These scholars and these people who's particularly supposed to be, who supposed to know certain things, you know what I'm saying? But yet, they don't know what they speaking about. So when we embrace information that these scholars and historians wrote about, we embrace their references as truth, when in all actuality, those references put you to sleep. They rock you to sleep. So without falling for that, we have to connect with the right information that stimulate awareness in us as a people, where we not gullible at all. For the rest of our life, we will never be gullible to no one, free from being free from the tricknology of the devil. Cause look, the devil is running rampant out here. But guess what? He running rampant on those who he can get away with his foolishness on. And I'm not one of them. You don't be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Declare who you are today. You know what I'm saying? And these people don't like you for declaring who you are today, then the hell with them. And there's a place for these people, you know what I'm saying, who contributing to the hell in the society. It's a place for all of y'all. Y'all ain't getting away. Y'all ain't getting away. There's forces on y'all head. Y'all think y'all gonna be messing with the righteousness and ain't gonna be no kind of payback? You got to be out y'all motherfucking minds. So get used to the destruction of the evil ones who try to set traps for good people out here who represent higher consciousness and real civilization, to the point where how they try to get us to stumble and fall, but they fall into their own traps. You know what I'm saying? And get devoured by their own evil machinations or schemes and plots. You know what I'm saying? Where it backfire on y'all motherfucking ass. Fuck y'all. Now check this out, right? Keep your heads clear, my people, because it's a constant plot to keep y'all ignorant. But our people perish for the lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Keep your hearts clean. Keep your mind clean. Keep your spirit clean. It's a beautiful environment when it comes to what's called the community of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got dirty elements in this society that want to put dirt on you when you trying to do good. And you know one of the tactics the devil used, right? He used your past. You know what I'm saying? That, you know how we make mistakes in life at certain points when we, you know, going on with the forwardness of our life, we make mistakes along the way and we change for the better, right? But yet, there's things we did in our past that certain forces think they know about or may know about and try to use it against you or try to keep you stuck in that frequency back then when you have grown out of that frequency, where you did things. Well, once upon a time we was in our lower selves, but that wasn't who we were. That wasn't who we are. And we realized that, well, wait a minute, some kind of spiritual force started pulling on us like, no, come up out of that. You don't belong there. You belong over here. You was of us. The cream of civilization. The best in civilized society. The God seed. You know what I'm saying? Overstand, that's who we are. We are the God seeds. You know what I'm saying? So, in light of the God seed, remembering through knowledge itself, knowing who we are, we can never ever be defeated or enslaved. We are by nature, natural nature, being natural persons, indigenous people of this planet, connected with higher beings, right? We have a great orientation in terms of being our proper person status selves. Highly intelligent beings, highly intellectual beings. So protect our minds. which is a valuable tool and asset to who we are, in our spiritual senses. But our minds has to be protected from the unclean things of this world. Don't let nobody dirty your minds up. Clean your minds through knowledge of self. And things will be much better that way. You will attract all kind of positive things to yourself through the laws of attraction and loving energy. We love, like the Prophet Noble Drew Ali mentioned, we love instead of hate. As a pure and clean nation, tapping into being holy. Ain't nothing wrong with holiness in its proper perspective, though. You know what I'm saying? So back to what this was saying. We in our correct, proper person status, not none of the misnomer names or the political tag names of blacks, Negroes, and colors, or African Americans. And there's proof and evidence for that. So listen on. We have examined and read many books, articles, and historical documents, etc., and have come to the clear understanding and conclusion that the political interests and concepts of the people are compromised, confusing, and misleading regarding constitutional principles and of de jure government. Now, what is a de jure government? That's the real government of ours, not the de facto. So we have proper person status, standing, and law with inalienable birthrights that someone don't want us to know about, which explain the fact why we were so miseducated. It was against the law once upon a time for us to read by people who didn't want us to be wise and smart, where we can control our own land and estates, that we have natural birthrights to through our free forefathers and foremothers. So therefore, we are what our foremothers and forefathers are, with a culture, land, language, property, and spiritual connection with the cosmos, that we are direct descendants of beings from other worlds as well, with superpowers that has been covered up with the dross of confusion, only to be polished off through knowledge itself. Remember, our ancestors told you, know thyself. And in knowing thyself, what do it do? It connects you to the depths of the universe, the realm of our ancestors, and the Akashic records that we are eternally connected to through our DNA and RNA. Now, this goes on to read. First, there existed no nation of Black Americans, nor first, there exists no nation of Black Americans. What nation? Where's a nation of Black Americans at? Comment in the comment section if you can prove that there's a nation of Black people called a Black nation. Where is it? Where's the Black Americans nation? Now, let's read that again. First, there exists no nation of Black Americans, nor is there a Black America. Though we hear the term Black America, we have a European America There are European Americans and other nationalities Americans. So, wait a minute. There's some kind of tricks going on with this. Now, watch this. Now, first, there exists no nation of black Americans, nor is there a black America in any documented record the world over. All over the world, there is no records of black Americans, of black America being a nationality. Where did that name come from? Who put that on our people? Or who put that on them? Because I separate myself from them, even though I know what they mean as far as them being my people, but I, nationality wise, came up out of the misnomer. So that separate me and other brothers and sisters, guys and goddesses who have corrected their status. See, we got to pay attention here. These things are moves that we can make to better our living existence as natural peoples, indigenous peoples. Now, black Americans are what is referred to in law as a misnomer, or collectively misnomers. As you well know, grammatically, black is an adjective and is not a proper noun. Socially and politically, black implies civiliter mortuus, which means dead in the eyes of the law. Which is why we see so much carnage, negative, degenerative behavior in a jurisdiction of people who are classified as blacks that apply to. It don't apply to all of us. It apply to those who are not in a proper person status, to where they be at the receiving ends, to what appears like they have no rights and they get no justice in the justice system, and they get no love and respect in the eyes of the rest of what's considered the best in civilized society. Know who y'all are today, man. This is serious, man. This ain't no game, man. All y'all who ain't valuing researching, and all of y'all who not valuing knowledge, man, it's a price to pay with that. You know what I'm saying? So get your minds right. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to end up in a situation where it'll be too late, man. Because a lot of our people dying in these streets, going to their graves not knowing who they are. We making our transition knowing who we are. You know what I'm saying? With no fear of death. No fear of death. With no fear either. You know what I'm saying? It's about being upright, fearless, and independent with friendships in all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? I believe in self-defense wholeheartedly. I'm putting that on the record right now. So, I'm not the aggressor. But I do believe in self-defense justifiably. You know what I'm saying? Which is only right. So, having the right to bear arms in this world is only fair. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do what we got to do to protect ourselves, our families, and our property. Don't y'all know that, like, say for instance, right, you own a car outside your home parked on the street. Don't y'all know that your property that you own that's happen to be on the street, but you in the house and somebody mess with your car or something like that, or your automobile, don't you know they messing with your car out there? That's a form of home invasion, or breaking into your house, even though they outside messing with your property outside the house. That house still a part of you in your household, because that's considered an extension of you, that make it a household good. So your household good is a part of your house and your household, making it a part of you. And you have the right to defend your property out there, just as right you have just as much as you has the right to defend your property in here, your home, or like I said, by that property of yours being an extension of you out there on the street, that's still breaking and entering. That's a part of your that's a household good, a part of your home. So we got to protect our property at home and whatever our property we may have on the streets. That's an extension of us. We have rights, inalienable rights. We have to execute protection. We have to execute the proper judgment decisions. You know what I'm saying? As being a smart individual, you know what I'm saying? To protect what's rightfully ours. And knowledge itself is the way to be able to hold our stuff together, hold it up. You know what I'm saying? To keep it held up, keep it held together. You know what I'm saying? Now, back to this, what this was talking about in law. But ignorant niggas just don't get it. They think being ignorant is something cute. All these niggas and bitches and hoes and, you know, being fashionable, thinking it's cool to be criminalized, robbing and stealing from one another. No. That is so unclassy, untasteful, distasteful, and it's so undesirable. People want to get rid of all of y'all motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to tell you the truth. It's a hard job, but somebody got to do it. You know what I'm saying? For the record, I'm cleaning house. I'm sick of all of the BS. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a part of that particular kind of society of ignorance that's producing ignoramuses that is influencing our babies in the wrong direction. No. The elders need to be protected. The elders that's in their right mind see what we seeing that's in their right mind. As far as the elders who have knowledge itself, they agree with their younger generations. The generational gaps. The young don't mess with the old don't mess with the young. That interfere with us producing enlightened future generations. Man, look, you niggas better wake up to all of these changes out here as far as like the dimensional shifts. Oh, we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it. It's too much knowledge out here for our people to be out here toxic the way that they are. You know what I'm saying? Contributing to the broken relationships between black men and black women who have to do a lot of waking up to becoming gods and goddesses, going from niggas to gods. Where our people been made niggas through racist institutions that want to see y'all self-destruct. No. That plan backfired. That's why what's sprouting up at a rapid pace and level all over the planet is the great awakening of our people being in our cream level of intellect and intelligence and spirituality. Now, for instance, this goes on to read, become civilly alive though. That's the point of saying this. Instead of y'all being civiliter mortus, being civilly dead under them political tag names of Negroes, blacks, and colors, or African Americans, you got to change that status to being a person that's civilly alive. Now, I'm going to read this again so y'all can get an overstanding of this. You Okay, now grammatically, black is an adjective and is not a proper noun, socially and politically. Black implies civiliter mortuus, which means dead in the eyes of the law. Black American is not a nationality, nor is it a nation. Therefore, black has no political interests nor powers in the free national constitution that was prepared for all free national beings. Now, for us to be free national beings, we have to proclaim our nationality. Nationality is the order of the day. It's real talk. But guess what? A lot of y'all want to be lied to. Y'all love living in fairy tales. You know what I'm saying? And chasing after fairies and imaginary realities. That's a not a reality, but a product of y'all imaginations that happen to be wicked imaginations. So, in light of that, in the book of Genesis of the Bible, when it was talking about how the Most High destroyed certain generations of people because the imaginations of their hearts and minds, the imaginations of their hearts and their minds was wicked continuously. So it's still remnants of that residue of that still roaming out in the earth right now today. You know what I'm saying? Which takes us to the reality to know why that the devil's seed is still in the earth doing what they fathers do. Well, they are of their fathers, the devil. And the lust of their father they shall do. But they self-destructive. So continue to destroy yourselves. Fools. I'm not a sucker for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm about my father's work, the great goddess work, to the point where, for the record, I am to be rewarded for excuse me. I am to be rewarded for correcting. Excuse me. I am to be rewarded for correcting the error of my ways. See, that's a difference between me and others who is not trying to do the work to correct the error of their ways. See, on this planet, in this earth, we have what's called time to cultivate our spirit with, to the point where we are not to forget the purity in which we was created in. And I haven't forgot. I know about it. And in terms of me knowing about it, guess what? I'm doing something about it. And ain't nobody gonna deter me off that path in no way, shape, form, or fashion. And guess what? The Most High is bestowing upon me all kind of favor. And I love it because that's my real security. And it's supposed to be y'all real security. Don't envy me. I'm just doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't envy you because there's no reason for me to envy you when what's for me is for me. And I'm cool with that. And I'm rich by nature. So therefore, I'm not lacking. Even though you may think I may be lacking, I'm not lacking. And I'm sure ain't slacking in knowing what I'm supposed to know for me to be a winner in this lifetime. Now this goes on to read, right? First, there exists no nation of black Americans. Now we passed that. But there do exist a nation of Moors, Nubian Moors, Washita Moors, Tartarian Moors. Now, anyone that does not answer up to the constitutional government by name and principles are classed as undesirables. So think about this. Who are you? What makes you think you are who you are if you haven't proclaimed your free national name? Now watch this. Anyone that does not answer up to the constitutional government by name and principles are classed as undesirables. Once again, are you undesirable? What makes you undesirable? And if you think you desirable, you sadly mistaken. You despised and rejected. People hate you because you undesirable for a reason. You are a cancer to the society. All of you filthy minded individuals who are considered a burden. You think you're doing something, but you ain't doing nothing. You think you're doing something, but you ain't doing nothing. You ain't getting away with your dirt. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. There's an energy grid in nature where y'all will not be escaping from what y'all have sown, what y'all have put in the universe. It's going to come back to you. Don't you know the divine laws of nature is real? But watch this though. You undesirables though can change. There's hope for you. But do you care to change from your wicked ways? Do you care to change from your undesirable frequency that you stuck in right now, that you better get right before it's too late? Because Mother Nature ain't playing with you. Heed the warning. Warning come before destruction. Warning come before destruction. And I have seen the workings of certain people who play them silly games. And guess what? They out of here now. They out of here now. All praise due to the Most High because your justice is real. I have seen it. But the thing is this. Be careful how you treat people because there's a reality that you have entertained an angel, a warring angel, who have seen what they saw when they encountered you, where it has been recorded, where certain judgment is upon a lot of people's heads, and they don't even know it. So blindly they wander on. And the things that they do with their wicked ways, not knowing the ethers that they are affecting is connecting them to a great demise. Thinking they fooling the God see, but you only fooling yourselves. And that's what y'all do. So carry on. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, the undesirables have a chance to get right. Now, okay, now, Anyone that does not answer up to the constitutional government by name and principle are classified as undesirables and are subject to the colorable democracy bondage and veiled under the 14th Amendment and 3/5 person clause. The 14th Amendment and the 3/5 person clause was politically created to make artificial persons corporate slaves out of our natural person status. So a lot of our people been tricked, those who call themselves blacks, Negroes, colors, and African Americans, right? Black, Negroes, colors, and African Americans are not living people. These tags or political names put on our people are politically and lawful brands that have been put upon the Aboriginal indigenous Moors of Morocco, now called America. This is the real Morocco. Okay? Now, this is Morocco, now called America, a bastardized form of Al Morocco. And you can see how it's bastardized where you got Al American, Al Moroccan, Al Morocco. These black brand names have never been recognized by any true American citizen. Now, who are the true citizens of this nation? Our proper person status, natural person indigenous status will make us the true citizens of this nation. Now, how did other nationalities become citizens on this nation? Through what processes? It's either you are natural, national, right? Or you are a naturalized alien, or it's some other. I'm gonna get off into that. Let me stay on this before I get into that, but let me keep going with this. Okay, now through one's free national name, one is known and recognized by the nations of the earth. So that's where we come in as far as us being respected, recognized by the nations of the earth. Now, there's one's free national name. One is known and recognized by the nations of the earth that are recognized by the said national government in which one lives. Okay? If the Italians, Greeks, English, Chinese, Japanese, Turks, and Arabians are forced to proclaim their free national names and religions before the constitutional government of the United States of America, it is not more than right that the law should be enforced upon all other American citizens alike, right? In addition, reparations means to repair a nation. This has a strong impact on why there has not been any reparations nor relief for the so-called black nation of people. I wonder why. I'm pretty sure y'all listening to this can comprehend why. One must claim one's nationality and one's nation to be recognized by the nations of the earth. The nations of the earth. The nations of the earth. In regards to becoming a Republican or not versus a Democrat or not, there is really no option. Why? Think about this. Why? There's really no option. As you are of a political republic at birth, America, Al Morocco, is a national republic. Therefore, to be an American Al Moroccan is to be a Republican. Anyone who claims otherwise has denationalized and expatriated themselves from their own government and their own nation. So our people been dark about, or in the dark about, our own government that we don't even know exists, that predate the Union State Society government democracy system of the District of Columbia, of that Union State Society of European Magna Carta Charter of white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? Our people perish for the lack of knowledge. How can you speak about things you haven't learned about or you don't know about? Just because you've been conditioned to be mentally lazy and to not value knowledge and information that will help put your mind in an organized state to where you will be in a proper state of thinking. Now, this continues to say, anyone who claims otherwise has denationalized and expatriated themselves from their own government and their own nation. Constitution secures your right under Article 4, Section 4, a Republican form of government. You are not secured nor protected under any other form of government. My people, the Constitution, my people. This is for my people, okay? My people. Anyone who claims otherwise has denationalized and expatriated themselves from their own government and their own nation. The Constitution secures your rights under Article 4, Section 4, a Republican form of government. You are not secured nor protected under any other form of government. The Constitution is usurped day by day by these imposters who are operating color of law procedures, man. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you wonder why you ain't getting no justice. You ain't gonna get no justice under a jurisdiction that's designed to not give you no justice. But if you protect it under a jurisdiction that is designed to give you justice you will receive. And that is the jurisdiction that I am up under. My proper person status jurisdiction that's recognized by the civilized governments of the earth, where I am protected. So now, for people doing things that can adversely affect people in a proper person status, can really end up getting messed up out here, crossing certain bounds to where they have major violations. That's why ignorance can get you killed out here. You know what I'm saying? So, in terms of the eyes of people who practice in real law in official positions, to where they have taken oaths to uphold the Constitution of the land, which is the supreme law of this land, they know better. So we should be getting better when it comes to them interacting with we the people who know who we are. All the other foolishness, you know what I'm saying, that's something else under a jurisdiction of chaos and confusion. The jurisdiction that we up under is not of chaos and confusion. It's of real law and order. Now, this goes on to say, right? Now, for instance, for the people that this apply to, you are not secured nor protected under any other form of government, right? The Constitution is usurped day by day by the democracy de facto government, although they take an oath to uphold it day by day. As for those who are branded Negro, coloreds, blacks, etc., they have no guarantees. They have only granted privileges because they have waived their inalienable birthrights by not claiming their own nationality. So a lot of our people, they doing this to their damn self, man. And I'm sure ain't like y'all. I'm not gonna be doing that to myself. I got the message. I corrected my status. Feel me? Hear me. I correct my status. You know what I'm saying? To where I'm in the constitutional folds where my inalienable rights are protected. Now, this goes on to say, right? As for those who are branded Negroes, colored, blacks, etc., they have no guarantees. They have only granted privileges because they have waived their inalienable birthrights by not claiming their own nationality, names, and connection to the Constitution, which brings them back into the constitutional fold of government, wherein their rights are secured. Look, I don't have nothing against my people at all. It's just that a lot of y'all gotta understand, overstand. Y'all gotta understand, understand, overstand, and understand that y'all been hoodwinked. You've been lied to, and you have to come out of that and snap out of that. A spell has been casted on the minds of the population out here, and y'all just have to wake up out of that because y'all a danger to yourselves and y'all don't even know it. Where y'all food, you know what I'm saying, for the Pleiadians, the Draconians, the reptilian Draconians. Oh, we gonna get into them too. Because all this stuff is connected to where a lot of y'all in the food chain, you know what I'm saying? But that stuff that they think they getting away with, they in the food chain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a dirty game going on. But guess what? It's a clean game going on too. See, they don't think about the clean game. They ain't thinking about the clean game. It's all right though, cause a lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they gon' get it. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is the best of planners. Oh, it's a clean game going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's free from ignorance. You know what I'm saying? It's structured of highly intelligent beings. That's about the perpetuity and the it's about the continuation of rightness. You know what I'm saying? And that's where right knowledge come in. That so check this out. Many have violated these principles, right? Unknowingly. Hence, two well-known statements: ignorance of the law is no excuse, and my people perish by the day for the lack of knowledge. Look at the news. All this craziness been going on the news that we're showing people in businesses losing their minds, people in the streets losing their mind, or things may possibly be certain false flag operations, you know what I'm saying, that's happening in the media. But yet, the intentions behind those false flag operations having results as if is real. So the intention still behind them operations is to cause confusion in the society. And yet, you know, over there in the Ukraine, you know what I'm saying, what that's going on. I mean, what are we to really believe about that? You know, here it is, you know, they just said Ukraine sunk one of them Russian ships in the water, but they didn't show the wreckage or the actual destruction of the Russian ship. How do we know that that really happened? I mean, it's a saying, you know what I'm saying, that if you don't use your brain, someone will use it for you. It just goes to show that you can't be manipulated, persuaded, or influenced by these outside forces that want to trigger confusion in your mind by these symbolographers, those who specialize in the art of altering linguistics to trigger confusion in y'all minds. So by knowing these things, we have what's called a psychic self-defense to protect ourselves against these spells that people try to cast on our heads. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work over here. Never. It will never work. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? We represent the clean game. You know what I'm saying? Which is really a divine plan for us to tap into our potential through us not forgetting the nature in which we was created in. You know what I'm saying? I want to go on with this on the next episode. Much love to my viewers, my listeners and supporters. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing but love for y'all. We love instead of hate over here. We love over here. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to feel that from the heart chakra. I love my people. I love humanity. And I love those who do good. That do, you know what I'm saying? And people who out here not doing so good or whatever in terms of hard times. Don't give up, because a lot of these situations and circumstances in a society where we trying to get by, it's been designed this way. You know what I'm saying? How in the hell can we say we worship God? Or how in the hell can we say that we are of this particular supreme being, right? Where the good book tell you which is also a book of spells that's full of allegory, metaphors, similes, and parables. And the Bible is also a poison book to some, and it's also a book of spells. It can be many things: a book of codes, and a book of certain history, geology, genealogy, geography, politics, politricks, or what have you. But yet, like the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when he was like, our Savior has arrived, certain perspectives was put in there